Welcome everyone to today's webinar session. This session speaks to Microsoft Agent 365. I'm Claire Williams and I'm the Vendor Alliance Manager at First Technology Digital. A few house rules before we kick off. All microphones and cameras have been disabled for the session. However, please feel free to post any questions in the chat or in the Q&A window. The session is being recorded and will be shared in the next few days and as well as on our YouTube page. We hope you find this session informative, and over to you, Chris. Thank you.
Super, thanks Claire. Good morning everyone. My name is Chris Botha, heading up the digital workplace at First Digital. Just a quick introduction about us and who we are and what we do. Top quadrant left here, this is the digital workplace, SharePoint, Power Platform, Copilot and Viva. Those are our four pillars. The code side of things is our innovation and Gen AI teams. Our automation teams look after the K2 and Nintex and OutSystem work streams, and our data teams looks after the Power BI and Fabric elements. Just a little bit more about what we do. We help organizations implement employee experiences across the SharePoint, Viva, and Team stack, and help organizations build co-pilots and agents and provide the training around Copilot for organizations, process automation and RPA, our process accelerators, pre-built applications on the SharePoint framework that we deploy into customer tenants, integration services with other elements in Office 365, and translation services. Okay, let's jump right into it. So customers are starting to ask us, how do you make sure agents don't run unchecked across your organization? Well, it starts with the right level of visibility, defining a strategy, and then implementing the right guardrails across security, compliance, and IT. Bringing insights tailored to each team's domain expertise, yet shared across teams so issues can be identified early and addressed quickly when something goes wrong. So what are the challenges that organizations are facing? Well, starting with agent sprawl. Without governance, organizations quickly lose visibility into how many AI agents are being created, who owns them, and what business processes they interact with. Agent 365 provides a new centralized oversight and lifecycle management dashboard to prevent uncontrolled growth and operational complexity. The proliferation of shadow AI. Employees are often adopting unauthorized AI tools outside of their business ecosystem and potentially in their private capacity to solve immediate business needs. Agent 365 helps us to surface, govern, and standardize AI usage across the organization to reduce compliance, security, and operational risks. Another big one is unknown access to business data. Many of these agents are granted excessive or unclear access to sensitive business systems and data sources. Agent 365 enables visibility into permissions, the tools, the instructions, the knowledge, the data access patterns, and identity controls to ensure agents only access what they are authorized to use. Of course, a lack of centralized governance. Without some sort of unified control plane, AI deployments become fragmented across departments, platforms, ecosystems, and environments. Agent 365 introduces centralized governance, policy enforcement, monitoring, and administrative dashboards to create consistent enterprise-wide AI management. Another big one is data leakage. AI agents interacting with sensitive or corporate information can, in most cases, unintentionally expose confidential data through prompts, outputs, or integrations. Through a First Digital AI readiness assessment, Agent 365 and Purview, we can help reduce those leakage risks through those governance controls, monitoring components, access management, and compliance policies. And last but not least, AI misuse or the loss of trust in AI. Unmonitored AI usage can lead to inaccurate outputs, policy violations, or harmful business decisions, reducing confidence in AI adoption. And this, again, is where Agent 365 strengthens trust through oversight and auditability. So yeah, this is where Agent 365 comes in, bringing together security and IT teams through a unified control plane, built to work with the Microsoft tools you already use in your organization. Whether you are viewing agents and their configurations or activities, understanding agent activity and protecting sensitive information with Microsoft Purview, managing agent identities and permissions using Microsoft Entra, or perhaps just investigating and responding to incidents using Microsoft Defender. Agent 365 provides a common source of truth for agent activity, enabling teams to assess and respond to risks using the tools and workflows they already know. All right, just a quick breakdown of the included features. So standard features includes the new agent identity, the ability to give an agent an Entra identity and manage it like a human in the organization, the ability to view the new unified agent registry, giving us a bird's eye view of all of the different AI technologies inside our environment and ecosystem. It also gives us some basic agent usage, activity, users, and permissions. It gives us the ability to start scanning for shadow AI components inside the organization. Just a footnote there, it is still in preview. Not all of those tools are readily available. But for example, if you've got concerns around OpenClaw right now, we can help you naturally scan for OpenClaw and detect those instances across your organization. It also brings all of the agent governance tools to the table, the ability to reassign an agent to a new owner if somebody might have left the organization that's built an agent, the ability to install agents for users, to block or even delete agents, and more so, the ability to block unsanctioned or shadow agents inside the organization, and a whole bunch of audit logs for you to be able to tap into. Some of the advanced new features shows the agent map and the correlation and connection between multiple agents, especially where there are agents handing off to other agents in the organization. Much more detailed agent insights with the data security posture management in Purview, and the ability to set up agent blueprints. Licensing for Agent 365. So this is a new license. It is a per user per month license. You would typically not purchase this for all the users in the organization. You would purchase this license for the authors or the creators of these agents, as well as users that engage with business sensitive or business critical agents in order to track their activity and sensitivity and obviously be able to apply policies as remediation actions to activities that happens on those agents. It is also just worthwhile noting that it is included in the new Microsoft E7 license, which in effect is a E5 with Copilot for M365 and Agent 365. Okay, just give me a moment that I can switch over to my second display area. Okay. Claire, can you just give me a thumbs up if you can see my browser instance?
Yes, I can. Thank you.
All right, super. Okay, so I'm going to just quickly show you guys a couple of the new components that's available. And obviously we are here to help you guys implement, configure, and set up all of these tools. Starting with Agent 365's new overview dashboard, giving us a bird's eye view into all of our active agents in the organization, our agent runtime, what sort of agents are pending approval from end user requests, any potential agents that are at risk, that's potentially breaching a policy, agents without owners. Again, that scenario where somebody has built an agent, everybody's using it, and that user leaves the organization, effectively orphaning that agent, having the ability to reconfigure that. Agents with any exceptions, and some high-level agent analytics across your internal in-house built agents, external partner agents, or even any of the other custom platforms in the organization, like Microsoft Foundry, for example. Next, we have our new agent registry, where we can effectively drill down to every single type of agent that has been detected inside our organization. Like here, we can see that we've detected 477 agents across the organization, and this spans everything from agents built with Copilot Studio, agents built with M365, so using Agent Builder under my premium Copilot license capacity, any agents built in Microsoft Foundry, agents built in SharePoint, or agents built with a Microsoft 365 agent toolkit. And as mentioned, there is the new map feature where we can get an interconnected view into all of the agents that live in my ecosystem. So for example, I can come in here and see, oh, okay, we have 28 Microsoft first-party agents. We can see there's 150 third-party agents in the organization. Users have built 34 different SharePoint agents, as well as 33 agents built with Copilot for M365. And I have the ability to dive into these areas and get a much better idea of these individual agents, what they do, as well as their underlying details. For example, I'm going to quickly dive into this agent Orange over here, which is one of my demo agents. And here I can get details with regard to the publisher of this agent, the owner of this agent, any custom instructions this agent uses, the identity it uses, as well as the environment that this lives in. I can also see the data and tools that this agent is using. In this case, there's no tools connected to it. And I also get some basic activity insights around this specific agent. Let's maybe just expand that a little bit. Okay, nothing for that selected period. I also have the ability to reassign this agent, block it, or even delete this agent out of my ecosystem. Next, I just want to quickly show you guys the new Shadow AI tools. So from here, we can scan for OpenClaw, and coming soon, tools for Claude Code, Codex, Cursor, Ollama, and POE. This will now give us an idea of who's actually using OpenClaw inside our organization, and we as First Digital can help you block and prevent that, or isolate that for those specific edge cases where you actually do want to leverage these additional and third-party AI tools. We also have the ability to enable, disable, restrict, or block specific tools that these agents can access. Like, for example, if we do not want any user building any sort of agent against Fabric IQ, we have the ability to block that tool directly here from the dashboard. And last but not least, the ability to manage our agent management rules, who can run these agents, the ability to determine what sort of agents are allowed in the organization. In this case, we're allowing all Microsoft agents, agents built by the organization, or even by external publishers. And here I can also define specifically which of these external publishers I want to make available. We can also control the sharing, who can access and use these agents, and who can also share these agents with other users in the organization. And finally, who can use agents at all. In this case, we can set that up for all users, no users, or a specific modern M365 group in order to restrict pilot usage or our audience pools. Further to our Agent 365 dashboard, we also have our new AI observability component inside our data security posture management for Purview, where we can get a lot more detailed information around our specific agents. Let me go ahead and pick that Agent Orange again. And here we can now get a lot more detail about the specific agent. What platform does it run on? What is the scope of this agent? And what sort of collections of data does this agent use? What knowledge and tools are connected to this specific agent? And then from there, we can also act upon any recommendations. In this case, I can see there's no risk detected on this agent. This agent does not connect to any sensitive data. There is a couple of recommendations for me, but nothing to worry about at this point in time. We also have the new Activity Explorer, where we can dive deep into any sort of concerns or risk that the organization might have, files exfiltrated to personal email accounts, or risky users sharing files from internal cloud storage to external users, or potentially even sensitive data leaked to unsanctioned AI apps, to be able to get that visibility and then respond to this with policies and controls. And we also have the new Apps and Agents area, where we can get a bird's eye view of the utilization of these agents, some of the user trend information over a 30-day period, the type of prompts that these users are generating against these agents, what sort of protection or policies are implemented on these agents, and if they are being flagged from a data compliance perspective. We also have the Asset Explorer, now connected to not only everything in Teams and SharePoint and Outlook, but also the ability to see what sort of information people are using with agents, whether it's sensitive documentation that they're uploading into agents, whether it contains any classified or flagged sensitivity label-based information in the organization, and naturally act upon those as well. And just quickly, we also have the Copilot dashboard giving us our readiness assessment across the organization, our license investment, our allocation of these licenses, and the adoption of these specific components, allow me to drill into the details of on a per department or a per user basis to track our adoption across the organization of Copilot, all the way down to the specific Copilot elements inside Microsoft Teams, Outlook, Word, PowerPoint, Copilot Chat, the work one, the premium license, or the free endpoint. And then last but not least, the ability to configure and set up agent blueprints. So agent blueprints is all about creating master templates that establish our AI agents' identities, permissions, and infrastructure. They effectively act as the parent template from which actual functioning agent instances are created, ensuring that all of your deployed agents follow uniform security and behavioral standards. In these blueprints, we set up the identity and authentication, how an agent authenticates, because remember, an AI agent doesn't have credentials like a password, for example. So the blueprint manages this through federated identity credentials and certificates. In these templates, we also define our API permissions. What sort of API endpoints can these blueprint template-based agents access? The scope of those API endpoints, the resource access, and whatever other components it needs to perform its job. And why are these blueprints important? To create consistency. Every time we spin up a new agent instance, it needs to inherit this exact same predetermined settings and permissions defined by the blueprint. It also gives us better control around our security and governance. They function similarly to app registrations. They dictate which conditional access policies apply and assign specific owners and sponsors to oversee its life cycle. And naturally, this makes managing all of this a lot more simplified. Because credentials are tied to the blueprint rather than individual agents, it prevents credential sprawl and makes it easier for administrators to audit. Okay, let me just quickly switch back to the deck. Right, so First Digital has a commercial offer or a packaged offer for our customers, ranging from small to medium to large organizations, where we can help you with everything from the discovery and assessment of your AI readiness, the governance and maturity assessment, help you define that role-based access design and blueprints, help you set up those Azure policies for that data security posture management and data lifecycle management controls, help you with your security baseline for AI, setting up all of the monitoring and alerting tools, the compliance monitoring and the identity governance, help you with compliance alignment for POPI, ISO, GDPR, CIS, or NIST, help you with the operational governance processes, enabling your administrators to use these tools to the best of their ability, and naturally provide you with a remediation plan for key and flagged items and be able to assist you guys resolving those issues. For a small organization, this is typically a 2 to 3 week engagement. Medium organizations can look between 3 to 5 weeks to have this plan rolled out, or large enterprises can look at anything between 6 and 12 weeks for a full end-to-end audit, readiness assessment, and putting that plan and strategy in place. All right. Well, guys, that's all from my side. Thank you for your time and your attention. Any questions, Claire? Did anybody raise any questions? Can I?
Yes, we do have one. I think you did answer it, but we'll just read it out. It's from Johan, and he wants to know, is this only for 365? As we also use Claude and ChatGPT, would need to look at that as well.
So these licenses Okay, thanks. So yeah, sure. These licenses are specifically for the Microsoft workloads. So they will span everything from Agent 365 to Copilot Studio to third-party agents activated inside your tenant or your custom-built pro-code Azure Foundry-based solutions. So they will not reach outside of your O365 tenancy, but it will control everything inside your organization boundaries.
Well, thank you, Chris. One more question. How is Agent 365 licensed? Does every user need to have a license in order for an organization to have visibility?
Okay, so just to quickly circle back to this one, no, you are not going to be buying this license for every user in the organization. This is not a license to unlock AI capability. This is to govern those agents inside the organization. So typically, if you have a handful of developers or low-code designers inside your organization building agents, you would be purchasing this license for them so that you can track and monitor their agent activity inside Agent 365, or users that deal with agents that work with very specific or business critical data. Those 5 individuals in finance that's using the agent against your SAP ERP platform or your Dynamics 365 platform, if there's sensitive and confidential data and you want to track its exposure and potential risks, you would typically buy that license for those users. Naturally, it gets included with E7 licenses, but Microsoft actually recommends do not buy this license for everyone. Buy it for the users that's building and authoring and monitoring these agents in the organization, and for those users that will be using agents that connects to business and sensitive information.
Okay, thank you. And then just to read in the chat, I'm not sure, Nathan, if this is a comment or a question. Licenses specifically for MS workloads and don't control anything outside your MS org boundaries. I think that's a statement.
Yeah, I was just
Yeah.
summarizing Chris's answer.
Thank you. Okay, cool. We don't have any further questions. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you for your time. If you have any questions, please reach out to your First Tech account manager or your First Digital BDM. And as mentioned in the beginning of the session, the recording will be available on our YouTube channel within the next few days. Thank you. Have a lovely day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone.